December 13, 2025. It was unexpectedly early receipt of the Kensington TB800 EQ. And already I signed up for pre-sale, and here it is. With instructions. The TrackBall is right here. It's got side scrollers, on off button, quite hefty in feel. DPI buttons on the other side, polling hertz, A, B, C. C is on off. Here is a USB dongle, but it's a USB-C dongle, unusual. It has what appears to be ceramic, 3 static ceramic bearings. On, and we're off and working now. So this is a comparison. Very smooth, very smooth. So based on its mass and spherical diameter, it is likely to be epoxy versus phenolic resin ball of 1.24 grams per cubic centimeter. Very smooth out of the box. Very smooth, very accurate out of the box. So this scroller does not clicky out of the box. It is spinnable. It free spins. My setups for this mouse using the Expert Mouse TB800 EQ trackball on Kensington Connect. The Kensington Connect is currently I think it's still a beta. You can factory reset. This here, the ball color. There are these 2 grabbers right here, top, bottom. Creates a slight resistance to pulling, which you can overcome by pinching. You can also push up from the bottom. There's of course, the dust clearance hole at the bottom, tearing to grams. And this is the old Kensington trackball, 107.9 grams, 107.9 grams. 107.9 grams at 55 millimeter diameter means approximately 1.24 grams per centimeters. It's probably epoxy ball, polyurethane ball. The surface of these balls have a slight kind of a stardust stippling on it. I think that was designed by Kensington to enable it kind of a finer controllability to it. Early receivers of this noted that the sensor is placed just north of the center hole, a differential in the rolling resistance. If they were trying to draw a perfect circle, they instead drew an ellipse. And it drove some people crazy. I think the thing to do with that is to go to pointer and increase the default speed to somewhat faster, and definitely to enable acceleration. And then if you just adjust that speed just to the point where it releases, you don't really notice that differential. For the polling, I set it to 1000. Now that will use up battery power quicker. Here is the side DP. As you can see, the HC is polling and DPI is the pointer resolution. As for gamers, 1000 is good. And for my DPI setting, I set it at around 800. Higher sensitivity than that is not necessary. For the scrolling, at the bottom here, I've got my ABC turned on, but as the diagram shows, A is zoom, B is the center scroller, C on the left is the horizontal scrolling, and I've got them all on. There's no reason not to. The Creek camera in the backyard. I can zoom in and out, as you can see, by scrolling up and down on it. Horizontal scrolling can be demonstrated, of course, on a spreadsheet. Now we can also zoom in on here. Let's zoom the left scroller, horizontal scrolling. Here, this scroller here. Let's you scroll back and forth. Let's say on a spreadsheet like this. This one lets you zoom in and out, like so. Scrolling back and forth like this. Now, vertical scroll is the most commonly used. So it would be done in this manner. If you want to scroll down to comments on YouTube, you just... The interesting thing about this scroller is that it comes with this popper is up. It uses this fine scrolling, which sounds like you've got these ripple ball bearings. Extremely smooth, and it's still spinnable, but there's a little line by line scrolling. So in the Kensington, it states that when this thing is popped up, it's line by line scrolling, and when it's mashed down flat, now you hear next to nothing. It's a smooth glide. So it's like an infinite scroll. So I think I personally prefer the popped up, much more precise line by line scrolling, which enables much higher degree of control. Button layout. It's just a simple matter of clicking where the text overlay shows, and then you can just pick an action. So right now I've got this on volume mute. It works very well. I think I will keep this on volume. Mute, unmute, just like that. Left, right, middle click, etc. So the middle click I've assigned to this button. The middle click is very useful. So when I hover over a link, let's say I want to click on the link, and when I hover over it and I click that, opens into the next window. The middle click is quite a useful button to have at immediate access. Of course, my standard buttons are left click here, right click here. I have my back, browser back here, browser forward here. I've got corded on advanced mode. I've got corded, this is from my usual use of Connect. When I click both, it's cut. When I click both at the top, it's paste. When I click these two in the center, I have it as a macro, as an enter. And I click both here, home from document, middle click, mute, unmute, a copy button right here, and document end button right there. So those are my preferred choices of key mapping. If you got here and I click end, it scrolls all the way to the bottom, like a page down. On Word documents, for instance, you click that, it scrolls all the way to the bottom of your page. And then when I click this, it scrolls to the top of my page in a Word document, if it's multi-page. So at the bottom of this Kensington Connect, it tells you here that I'm on the dongle. My battery power is 100%. Then if you click the gears at the home page, you can see here any updates are right there. Color theme, back up to cloud, back up to local. I've got it backed up locally right now. So that is the Kensington Connect. To my right, two mice that could compete for what they would call the endgame mouse. So the advantage of this mouse is the BTUs, the steel ball, incredible entropy. And it's got the array, 8 buttons, a flat layout, wireless. It's got the toggle buttons here, bottom, here on the other side, all assignable using a scripting program. And a GitHub repository, very weighty but compact mouse. Now this one, also quite weighty, 453 grams, 16 ounces, 1 pound beast, 1.7 pounds. The key features of this Kensington Connect, tremendously improved scroll ring, I think on bearings. Spinnable, extremely premium. The side scrollers, the zoom scroller, the side scroller, the assignable buttons, the ability to cord, cut, paste, enter. The ability to quickly switch scroll ring, wireless, the easily accessible DPI and polling adjustments. USB-C, all the scrollers you can turn on or off. There's an 8-degree tilt, any ball of depth. is an 11-degree tilt. Endgame mouse has a 0-degree tilt. TB800 has an 8-degree tilt. A slope increases at the back to about 17 degrees. Slope right here is about 8 degrees. Quite satisfying, very precise. These are silicon nitride ceramic static bearings. There are screws inside that looks like a way to disassemble it. It's 3 rubberized skid mats. It's possible that there are screws underneath there. I'm not going to mess with it right now. For medium to medium-large hands, the absolute perfect size, extremely ergonomic. It's a Kensington TB800.